Okay, guys, good morning. My name is Mr. Ramirez, and this is Mr. Ramirez's tutorial videos, and this is here at Northside High School for our English 1 team. So the lesson that we're covering in this tutorial video is creating compound sentences, okay? So let's first talk about a compound sentence rule, okay, and when we create them. So we use a comma before a coordinating conjunction word, and that's one of our fanboys, and those are for, and, nor, but, or, yet, and so. And we use it when it joins two independent clauses into one compound sentence, okay? So now, before we get into that, okay, let's take a look at when sentences are not joined together, okay? So let's take a look at these two sentences that are separate. George cares deeply about Lenny. George wants to make sure Lenny stays out of trouble, okay? And there is nothing wrong with those two sentences at all, okay? But you'll notice that when we then join these two sentences into one idea, okay, I want you to notice how they sound together, okay? So this is the same example, but now let's join them together into one compound sentence. George cares deeply about Lenny, and he wants to make sure Lenny stays out of trouble, okay? So you notice there's a slight pause there, but I did not completely stop like I normally would with using a period, okay? So I want to highlight the order in which I've created my compound sentence, okay? Notice that the comma is first, followed by the conjunction word and, okay? And that's the order in which the correct order in which we create a compound sentence, okay? So again, there are two ideas that are being expressed in this sentence, and so we join them together because they make sense together, okay? So now let's add one more thing to this, okay? So why are compound sentences important to use? Okay, well, just like you notice in those examples, joining your sentences, it creates a great rhythm to your writing, okay? It just sounds good. So, and in addition to that, when it sounds good, then naturally it helps keep your reader interested in what you have to say, okay? And what I mean is when you read a sentence that's combined, you're not having to stop so much. And as we know in our reading, when we have to stop, start and stop, it becomes kind of boring to your reader, okay? So by joining sentences together into one compound sentence, you create a nice rhythm and a flow to your writing, which again helps keep your reader interested and definitely avoids sounding boring, okay? So let's take a look at three more examples here. So in this first example, okay, I want you to notice a couple things. I wrote a short description about the character in the novel, comma, and Joshua drew the illustrations, okay? So what you see highlighted in yellow are the subjects of those two sentences, okay? And that's absolutely important. You have to have one subject on one side of the compound sentence, and then after the comma and conjunction word, you need to express the subject again, okay? So we have two different people here. And so again, you notice the order in which the compound's created, comma, then the conjunction word and, okay? Let's take a look at a second one. Football is an exciting team sport, but soccer is my all-time favorite sport, okay? Again, let's take a look first at what's highlighted in green. You notice the order, comma, followed by the conjunction word, okay? And again, on both sides of the compound sentence, you have the subject being expressed on each side, okay? So let's take a look at one last example. I couldn't make it to basketball practice, so I called my coach to tell him, okay? So again, you notice, like I mentioned earlier, you notice a nice flow and a rhythm to your writing, okay? And that's all made possible by simply joining your ideas together, okay? So again, to emphasize what you see highlighted in green, the order in which a compound is constructed, comma as our punctuation mark, followed by the conjunction word, okay? So this tutorial sheet, the examples, guys, is also posted. It's in our hub, so you can find it under compound sentence video tutorial, okay? So hope these examples help, and thank you very much. Bye-bye, guys.